Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Christmas is around the corner and I have brought to you a recipe that is complementing the season. Yeah, you guessed it right, it's a Christmas cake. Now you must be thinking that making a Christmas cake would mean that I should have started way early, probably 6 months ahead. But this one is a very easy recipe. It's a boiled Christmas cake recipe with a twist. Now, I was inspired by Nigella Lawson's boiled Christmas cake recipe and I gave it a little twist of my own. I hope you enjoy the recipe. So, here goes. So, you've got to start with some dried strawberries, some dried figs, some dried cranberries, some dates, and some dried candied pineapple. Chop it all up and put it in a bottle. Now, I'm deliberately not measuring anything here because I'm going to eyeball the whole thing. I made 4 cakes out of all these ingredients. You can do that too. I'm going to show you just one, by the way. This cake is going to come out really moist and really soft and dense. So don't worry about the amount of ingredients you put in there. Add good old rum to it and let it soak. I soaked mine for about 10 to 15 days. You can even do this for 2 to 3 days if you want. The whole idea is to get the dry fruits to soak up all the rum. Just make sure that every day you turn your jar upside down because you don't want all the pieces of fruit at the bottom getting all plump and juicy and rum soaked and all the pieces of the fruit at the top getting all dry. It just doesn't taste good. So make sure that you keep turning your jar till the time you plan to soak your fruit. Now, on the day that you plan to make the cake, just get some almonds and grind them up in a fine powder and keep it aside. You'll be needing it later. We need some eggs and some baking soda and baking powder. And of course some vanilla essence to make the cake smell all lovely and divine, and of course brown sugar. Now we will be putting a lot of other ingredients that are sugary in it, so make sure that the amount of sugar that you put in is not that much. Now add some more dry fruit. I got some pumpkin seeds, some melon seeds, some almonds and cashew nuts and walnuts, everything that I pretty much had in my cupboard. I put that in. Now for the actual cake, you need the soaked dry fruits. Take them out in a pan, and for one cake you need about 1 cup of dry fruits. I managed 5 cakes out of this entire jar. So that's up to you really how nutty you want your cake to be. Add some sugar, then some dalda or refined oil. Now I deliberately did not use any butter here because I don't want it to be a very heavy cake. Dalda does the job just fine. You can even use refined oil and give it that extra boost of flavor. Add in some orange juice which has pulp in it. You can actually go in for the actual real orange juice also, but I had this bottled orange juice, so I used that. Mix it all up. Add some good old honey. Now as you can see, I'm not measuring anything, so just go ahead and put in all the ingredients as per your taste, as in how sweet you want your cake. It does not really matter because this is not going to be a fluffy cake, it's going to be a dense cake. Now the star ingredient, that's the Kahlua, that's the coffee liqueur that gives it that flavor that I was talking about. It is the most beautiful liqueur that I've come across when making Christmas cakes. Add some cinnamon and clove powder and then put it up to simmer on the gas. Now make sure that it simmers, it does not boil over. I simmered it for good 10 minutes till the time all the ingredients were mixed and it came to a very light simmer and boil. I turned off the gas and let it all cool. Now, can you see how plump and juicy all these ingredients have become? That's exactly what we want. This is a pretty runny liquid, but it is going to thicken up, you'll see. Now I lightly beat 2 eggs and put them in. Make sure that your mixture is completely cooled down before you actually add these eggs. Now you don't want the eggs to be cooked in your hot liquid, so make sure that your mixture is completely cool before you add all these ingredients. Add in the other dried fruits that you'd kept aside, the seeds and everything. The baking powder and the baking soda. Now can you see it started to froth up? The moment I put in some baking powder and baking soda, the mixture has started to froth up. This is the time where you add in your flour. So I added 1 cup of flour to this entire mixture, and I'm using this cut and fold method. And make sure that you use a wooden spatula to do this. Do not use a steel spatula. Some more flour. That's basically 1 whole cup of flour. Add some good old vanilla essence because you need your cake to smell good. Now pour it all up in a lined tin. Now make sure that the base of your tin is removable, and the lining that you give with the butter paper, make sure that it goes 1 inch above the walls of the tin, because your cake is going to rise and you want an even cake, not a lopsided cake. Now my cake went into my oven for 1 hour at 100 degrees Celsius, but your oven could be different, so that totally depends on your oven. Once your cake is done, it's going to look something like this. So can you see it's pretty dense? It's got so many nuts in it and so many fruits in it. Make sure that you remove all the paper that sticks to it, because you don't want people eating paper in your cake. And the butter paper generally does stick to the cake because of all the moistness. Now after your cake cools down, make sure that you cover it with butter paper and leave it for 5 days to rest in a cool, dark place. After 5 days, take out your cake, unwrap it, and you'll see this baby coming out so beautiful and fragrant. And after that, you start with the process of liquoring it up. Now you do this process as many times as you want, depending upon the amount of alcohol that you need in your cake. Now for me, I did this thrice, so my cakes turned out to be pretty good and very tasty and moist. Take a toothpick, prick your cake all over. Now I wanted some Kahlua flavor, so I added Kahlua. You can actually add rum to it also if you don't have the Kahlua. But the Kahlua actually gives it such a wonderful taste. It's a coffee-based liqueur, so it gives it that nutty coffee flavor, which is amazing. You should try it. That's the whole Nigella twist to it. So soak your cake, make your cake go drunk, go crazy with it. It's totally your choice, really, how much you want your cake to get drunk. Wrap it up and put it aside. Now, you do this process every 5 days. After 5 days, take it out, soak it again in rum or Kahlua or whatever liqueur that you want, and then wrap it back till the time you're ready to actually consume it. This cake goes on for about weeks, I think 4 weeks to be more exact, and you can enjoy it. I hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching. Bye now.